Hey guys, welcome back to another video. In today's video, we are going to talk about the lawsuit that Nich has filed against Dana. The hearing is happening on December 8th. It is a Zoom call. I will be sure to let you guys know the results of that. This was sent to me yesterday. This is the declaration of Dana in opposition to debtor's motion to hold Dana in contempt for violating the discharge injunction. So I like to call this Dana's clapback. She like, oh hell no. Oh hell no. I, Dana, declare and say as follows. I never received a cease and desist letter from the debtor or her attorney prior to this motion being filed on October 28th, 2025. Furthermore, at no time since the discharge was entered have I ever demanded any money from the debtor, either orally or in writing, and I did not demand that the debtor pay me after the discharge in any video posted to YouTube or elsewhere. Shortly after I posted the subject video in August 2025, debtor submitted to YouTube a privacy claim against the video. Because I was truthfully telling my experience with the debtor, which occurred in 2020, YouTube did not take down my video. Nonetheless, upon receipt of the debtor's October 28th, 2025 motion, I took measures to cause my relevant social media posting to be classified as not public. I reviewed the debtor's contempt motion and believe many of the factual statements contained therein are inaccurate and misrepresent my motives and intentions regarding my recent social media postings. Deneen Blank posted online that she was going to start selling again after taking a break because of her divorce. I had attended 2 prior selling events she had that were pretty good, so I thought I would see if I could meet with her on my vacation to Las Vegas, Nevada. I let her know when I was coming and we arranged to meet for a day of thrifting. Thrifting is going to thrift stores, garage sales, estate sales, etc. to find things to purchase that can be resold online for profit. We chatted while thrifting and had a good time. We discussed what type of business we could put together, where I could work from home as I was caring for my elderly mother who was suffering from dementia. I proposed a 50-50 for-profit business. Danny said that she had a dream of starting a nonprofit organization where she would teach disadvantaged women how to do online selling. We talked about how it would work to be co-owners of a nonprofit. In our discussions, I would be on the board, which was to be a non-paid position, doing listings, cross-listing, spreadsheets, paperwork, while Danny did sourcing, training, and work with trainees on listings, packaging, and shipping. The nonprofit would be known as the Nich Foundation, and Danny was to secure a 501c3 nonprofit tax-exempt status for the business. For us to go into business together, Danny said she needed a home big enough for her to live in and operate her business. She stated that her current place was too small. We started looking for rental properties for Danny in January 2020. Danny promised to pay her current rent of $1,600 per month toward rent for the new place. I was to contribute the remaining monthly rent. Danny found a good size house in Las Vegas for $1,900 per month with a layout she said would work well for her business and for her to live in. Danny and I signed the lease for the new rental property in early January 2020, and the lease officially began on February 1st, 2020 and ended January 21st, 2021. On February 1st, 2020, Danny stated she had no money for rent. What a fucking loser. Danny made the same statement for March, April, and May of 2020. Over the following 12 months, Danny paid $1,600 as agreed for 5 months of rent and partial payments for the remaining 2 months of rent. Most of the approximately $13,000 pre-bankruptcy claim against the debtor was for rent money I paid for Danny to live in this new rental property. That is insane. Also, during this 12-month period, Danny did not obtain the 501c3 tax-exempt status for the Nich Foundation, and she did not actively pursue our joint business venture. Rather, most of her time and effort was working on her own pre-existing and separate online business. The primary purpose of my social media posts in August through October 2025 was to warn others of the risk of going into business with Danny and not to collect on a discharged debt. And we have some exhibits where Dana said, "Thank you for your support. The money for the Nich Foundation is gone, but speaking out is healing. I understand I will not be repaid." Goal is #NoMoreVictims. Please like and subscribe. And then we have exhibit number 2, screenshots of my video which set forth my demands. Number 1, quit lying. Number 2, apologize to Sunny, Mike, Carrie, Chelsea, Val, JDA, Dawn, Pickers, Melissa, and myself would be a good start. You know the others. 3, give a collector the money and do not get involved in fundraising where you hold the money ever again. People can and will donate directly. Pray for strength to endure a government prosecution for personal use of the Nich Foundation funds. 4, no more monetizing tragedies or portraying yourself as being so depressed you are close to self-harm as a way to increase sales. 5, take your post office box off your channel. You do not need gifts from your followers for whom you have such disdain. Your retired followers on fixed incomes are going without and even donating cash and valuables to enrich you. It is shameful and unethical behavior. As can be seen from all of my above posts, my primary objective was to warn others of the risk of going into business with the debtor. The title of my first YouTube video, made in August 2025, was "Did I Get Scammed? The Nich Lady Owes Me $11,000. I meant by this title that she owed this money to me in a moral sense, not a financial sense. In the same August 2025 YouTube video, I mentioned that I told Danny in February 2021, 4 months before she filed bankruptcy, that I would tell my story if she did not pay me back the money she owed. To the best of my recollection, this is the only time I requested she pay me back the money she owed. This request was made prior to her filing bankruptcy. Here's my name. I have not requested JDA Collectibles, VAT is Rad, or anyone else to assist me in collecting on a discharged debt. Whatever those and others have posted online, they have done so on their own without my solicitation or cooperation. 100% true. 100% true. Debtor seeks to hold Dana in contempt for allegedly violating the discharge injunction by posting a YouTube video titled, "Did I Get Scammed? The Nich lady owes me $11,000. Debtor claims that Dana's video constitutes an attempt to collect a discharge debt and has caused her financial and emotional harm. However, Dana's video was not an attempt to collect debt, but rather an exercise in her First Amendment right to free speech, to share her personal experience with the debtor, and to warn others of her experience. Dana has never demanded payment of the debtor post-petition, and Dana's conduct does not violate Section 524 and is completely protected under the First Amendment of the United States Constitution." Oh, they got Nich's LinkedIn profile linked here. Debtor did not disclose in her bankruptcy schedules that as of the time of her bankruptcy filing, she was the president and director of this entity, talking about the Nich Foundation. Debtor failed to list the Nich Foundation as a co-debtor on her Schedule H, even though the debt that was owing to Dana was clearly a debt of the Nich Foundation and the debtor. So I talked about that in my live that I did. This was technically a business debt, so how is she claiming it as a personal debt? The debtor complains in her motion that beginning in August 2025, Dana engaged in online postings that debtor characterizes as cyberbullying, slander, and harassment. And debtor alleges these posts were made to coerce repayment of approximately $10,000 discharge debt. This is simply not true. The YouTube video referenced in debtor's declaration consists of Dana providing a description of her poor experiences and interactions with the debtor, but at no time does Dana ever demand or even request that the debtor repay her for the discharge debt. This part's interesting. Debtor repeatedly alleges that Dana's posts were slanderous, harassing, and violated several state and federal laws. Even if that were true, which Dana denies, such allegations belong in a defamation action, not a contempt proceeding. So I feel like that's on Nich's lawyer. Like, what the fuck are you doing? I am happy for Dana because I feel like she found a good lawyer that's like, what the fuck? And Nich has nothing. Nich has nothing. It's clear that Nich has gotten so desperate that she is grasping at straws. Somebody mentioned that in my live that I did recently. She's just grasping at straws. Abso-fucking-lutely. Again, the court hearing is on December 8th. In the morning, it's on Zoom. I will be sure to keep you guys updated and let you guys know when Dana is victorious because I really feel like that's going to be the outcome because once again, Nich has got nothing and I feel like she's got a shitty fucking lawyer representing her to try to grasp at something. That's going to be it for today's video though. As always, comment down below. Let me know your thoughts. Thank you so much for watching. I'll talk to you guys in my next video.